I'm in the garden today. September the 23rd. What are you going to do in this kind of weather? Well, if you're me, you come out to play. Oh, I just pulled that wire out. But you come out to play with charging. I'll go and take two on that. Try and be a bit more careful this time. Right, so, as I was saying, I'm out to play with my Offery power box. What was it? They're a power bank, but they're power bank charger. Anyway, you know what I mean. So, solar panel. So I'm moving all this kit actually for my Dutch Barton, okay, and I'm going to be putting it into my wee mini workshop slash bike garage slash man cave, okay. And it got me thinking the day. So I started off over on the wall here. I'll just come here to let you see. And the idea is this wall here, to screw that panel, I'll have to go up and down the way because it can't go lengthways, which is horizontal. So it's going to have to go in a portrait mode, right? And sitting flat up there, I was getting about 35, 38, which isn't bad because it's 20 to 3 now. So the sun's actually past its peak and it's starting to dip now. But there's still a fair amount of energy there. So what I done was, I put the panel at an angle. And the angle started giving me 48% charge. Up it went. So then, I'm thinking to myself, if I have to keep it at an angle, why not put it there? So, here's the reason. Look at the angle that's sitting at. And I'll show you what it's given us. So you'll see that it's sitting at 72%, but over here's the important one. Can't get it there. Right, 45 watts of power is going in, and it's going to take 3 hours to charge. Now, watch what happens when I just lay it flat, which is still at an angle, but not as much. Right, so the temporary prop is up, and as you can see, you can actually see a bit of black there of the polycrystalline front, okay, which means that it's sitting just at a slight angle now, but still at an angle. Okay, we'll go up and show you. So there's the sun, nothing in its way, and there you go. There is nothing getting in the road. Now you think I still get my 45. So, well, let's see what we're getting now. And just like that, it's dropped to 35, and it's going to take an hour longer to charge this. So, just with that small crappy setup alone, that tells me that I need a bigger angle than that, right? And sitting it like that is costing me a lot of power, right? So let's see now then if I move it to where I'm going to do it and see what I get. So there you go. Oh, I'm in the road. Right, that's one thing you need no shadows onto it. So that's where it's going to be sitting, except high up. The top end will be up here on this top spar, okay? But even sitting just straight, as you can see, 43 watts, and it's going to take only 4 hours now to charge this. But like on the roof there, if I put that to an angle, do you think I'll get more than 43 watts? So there's the angle. And it's giving me 47 watts. I'm going to try, there you are, 47 watts, but look at that, 3 hours. So, proof in the pudding that even at a direct sunshine like that, going that way with no shadows, I'm getting a good speed out of this. Now, as happy as I am with that result, I've got 2 things to do now. One, I need to go and find a hinge so that I can fix the hinge to that and then screw that up onto the top there. Why? Because if it's on a hinge, I'll be able to pull it out and in, and I will be able to use a wooden batten, right? And I'll put it between the back and here. So I'll just set it in there, and then I'll just hinge the, well, sorry, unhinge, whatever, swing it on the hinge, and that gives me that angle. Now, I can move that bit of wood up and down to find exactly the best answer. So, see if I've got a hinge. Now look at that. Just to show you a point, the sun has went behind the cloud, and look at that. 42 hours at 5 watts. No, this is amazing. Look at that. I just missed it. It was done in 99 hours there. Okay, it's coming out the cloud now, so it's starting to rise. But that wee bit of shadow has just killed the average. So it was sitting there at 84, okay? 84 hours before that battery was going to be charged. So 28% in 84 hours, right? So that's 24%, so that's 8. 8% is all that would charge in a full 24-hour period. And to be honest with you, I don't think it would even do that, because, well, if that's us here for the rest of the day, it's going to get even lower. And then, of course, once the sun moves around and it cuts out, there's nothing. And you get less amount of sunshine in the winter time. So, hence the reason why solar is okay for a certain extent, but you need a plan B, which will come in another video. This one is basically just for the workshop. Now, I've found a hinge. It's a wee bit stiff. I've WD-40'd. I'm away to clean it up, and I'll be back once I've got it all screwed and fixed to the panel. Okay, so as you can see, this is perfectly lined up in the middle. I'm only going to use one because it's a strong enough hinge, and to be fair, well, I mean, this is no a heavy item, so the main thing is that I get this screwed. Sorry about the blood, just my usual. But just to let you see what I've done, I've turned it upside down because you see the regulator box there, I'd have been drilling into it. But if I come to this side, there you go, nice long screws. There's the hole that's going to be finishing it off. And that is the nuts and bolts that I'm using to put them in with. So, this is not going to come off. Okay, now the good thing is, this hinge here has still got a bit of stiffness, which is what I want because it'll help to hold it in place when it's propped up. So all I've got to do now is hang it up there, and I'm going to go into that top bit as far as I can. And the reason for that is I know that right along there, that's solid wood behind it, and that is capable of taking these sizes screws. So yet again, my genius beholds me. Right, let's as the vicar said to the choir boy, right, let's get it up. Just like that. She's up. And not just up, perfectly level. Because bearing in mind, that roof has a slope. So if I put it to match the slope, it will be at an angle. But it's not an angle It's fucking bang on the bubble. So, I'm currently, well, it's bouncing between 9 and 10 watt hours now. But again, look at the cloud. Right? So, but watch this. 9 watts with 20 hours to 11 watts with 16 hours. Now I've gained 2 watts. Why? Because there's no sun. But look. Now, I have another block. Now, as you can see, actually, I'll bring the bit of wood. So that was giving me 9, but look. That bit is twice the size. And there's still no cloud. And I'm up to 12 watts. So could you imagine it's going to take 14 hours now to charge this battery up? But with this sitting like that, that means now that this power pack and all the wiring's all going to be tidied up. I also have actually brought, now that's direct, okay, but I've also got my Victron Energy MPPT controller. Oh, it's a 1001. Oh no, now is that an L? You here it is. 24 letters in the alphabet. And these fucking tubes pick an L and a 1. We made it a Z, an M, a P, anything bar fucking L. Or make it at least a capital L. Right, but anyway, I'm happy with that. And I'm not sure whether it's going in that corner or whether it's going in that corner. I prefer to sit it in this corner because if I do, it'll do away with having to use electric. And I will just use the power bank. I wonder if it'll actually think it'll work my grinder. Let's see. That's it plugged in. And look at that. That actually worked. Could you believe that? Well, that was a success. I'm taking that as a success. One of the interesting things though was when I was cleaning the spanner, right, it was using, I can't remember now, 63 watts I think it was using, just as it was burling. But when I went to clean it and I pushed hard into the brush, it must be making the motor work harder. And it shot up to 268. So, it just shows you, that, well, that, but when I switched it off, so if that was just a wee job I was needing to clean something, my battery's still sitting at 73%, the clouds come back out, and it's still putting a wee bit of 16 watts or something that's still putting a charge into it. So it just shows you that when I walk away from that now, that's not me going to be using that the rest of the night, but that power's always going to be there. And on, for instance, if I come out on a day like today where it was sunny, if it's the same again tomorrow and I'm not using that battery pack in the workshop, it'll charge it back up. But I did mention the caveat that there has to be a plan B, because if I'm busy in there and I do use all that, bearing in mind that that is only a small box. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, I've just ordered the bigger one, which is 2048 watt hours. This thing's humongous. You didn't want to miss the unboxing of that video, I'll tell you. So, I hope you've liked this. I've certainly enjoyed doing that because it's a saving of certain things. I can work on my push bikes in there, I can blow tyres up for there, I can charge my power tools for there. And you know what? It's my own wee eco room where when I'm ever in there, it's not costing me a penny. Same way here, I can maybe run an electric plug for here to work lights and a speaker. Well, not a speaker, but my, you know, my boom box here, my Bose, so I can listen to my radio. Yeah. Smash that likes up for us. Not the likes up. Smash that like. Hit that thumbs up. If you're new, go and join you again, man. I'll come on, I'm up saying all that shite. To the next one. I'll say that. No. Better be. Oh, yes, I was having a beer in case you were wondering.